everyone. How's it going? Hella here. Well, okay. So, you know, I haven't been streaming too much, and I'm I've been doing things a bit by halves lately, and too bad, so sad. Um, but I did happen to tune in to a bit of this trial that's going on at the moment with this chick called Daisy Link, which is a bit of an odd name. Like do you link the daisies together or something? And the reason I got interested was because people kept whining about this judge, right? It's like she's so biased against the prosecution, and then my ears pricked up. I was like, really? Sounds kind of based, right? Um, and she is. It's fun. And what's even more fun is all the wine mums over in the law and crime chat are like, she's so mean and she has no control over her courtroom. And we're all going to write letters to the courthouse and to the governor and to whoever and try and get her struck off as a judge. She's so terrible. She's letting this lady get away with that. Oh, she's a narcissist. Free. Yeah, all that. So I thought I need to watch a bit of this. And yeah, the bunnies between her and the prosecution team are just great. It's so great. Defense always wins. It's amazing. It's like Bizarro World. Yeah, anyway, and the defendant does testify, and that's pretty cool too. And I wanted to start a little bit of a series on defendant's testimonies just generally. So I was going to start with somebody else, but this is ongoing right now, so why not this? And I'll bring Darlie in and we'll say hi to people and then we'll get moving. So, hello.
Hi.
Hi. Hella, can you say barrage? Barrage.
Garage,
Why?
barrage.
That's not how you say it. What's wrong with your names? Names are doing this thing again.
South Irish.
Half Irish, 856. Oh well. Now we know your favorite number. Hey Tracy, I can see you. Hey Paul. Mav, I'm not bringing that up. I got the warning. What's the warning, Rule 404? Nice name. Rule 404, other bad acts. Nah, stream's not cancelled, Johnny on the spot. The thing with the names, right? YouTube, that means YouTube's testing stuff. So it means we're in the middle of an experiment. But you know what? You still can donate to the channel. Test it out.
Junior?
You can test it to check. The behave in chat message of the aliens are here. Hey, Revit, how are you? You have zero idea why 8056 is in your name. That means there's 8,055 other half Irishes.
Why are you all wet, Junior?
I
don't know. I just
if your cat's all wet, that means you shouldn't be touching your cat. I would give him a bit of a sniff first. You pick 74. Yeah, you can pick it. Half Irish was born in August of 1956. That's Canadian date format. No, I don't think she's that old. I really don't. I don't like what they're doing to our names. Oh, well, too bad. So sad. We have no control. Google's in control of everything. Anyway, let's get into it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you first to the day before she testifies, just slightly before, to put into context some of the arguments that they have on the day she testifies. So it's the end of day 4. And okay, so we'll go into there. Right. Now, I'm sorry about the sound. Sorry.
You should be.
Yeah, it's shit. Yeah, it's like it's from a tin can. So there is she's quite pretty, the judge over there.
I thought you meant the guy.
Yeah, this guy here, you're gonna hate him because he has a microphone right in front of him, and every single paper or anything that he moves, you can hear it really fucking loudly. This is the messiest freaking courtroom I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
Look at it.
I mean, it gets pretty messy normally, but it's not shown on camera.
Yeah, like it's a terrible view. So this is a prosecutor's. Can I mark this up? Let me see if my markup works.
I'm sure you'll muck it up.
Oh, look, I can. So this is the prosecutor's table over here, right? And
Really?
yeah.
What is this? A Best Western conference room?
Uh-huh. This is the podium where the lawyer asks the questions from. The witness stand is over there, and over there is the defense table, right? It's just a mess. The whole thing's a goddamn mess. It's awful. It's worse than my daughter's bedroom. Yeah. So yeah, fun. Okay. So let's get moving. Now, this woman is charged with murder, but she's going with a self-defense angle because, well, let's just say that her boyfriend at the time was not the nicest fella. He had pistol whipped her a few days earlier, and her head was like still like open wounds and things like that. And he'd come back after her, chased her down and stuff like that. So it's not a very pleasant story. How do I get rid of this stupid thing?
You have to hit the bottom right icon. To the right of the trash can.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, cool. All right, let's go.
Glad to help.
A lectern, not a podium. Sorry.
Yes, thank you. You'll see that guy come in and steal it.
Jesus Christ. Come on.
Take your time, Judge. We're hourly.
We could just have a little bit of a think and a talk. Sorry.
That's my investigation. She's at podium. I'm right now. I swear or affirm that that's my investigation.
I do. Andres Perez.
And Mr. President,
I work for the state attorney's office here in Miami.
how long have you worked there?
Well,
Oh, hang on.
total
No,
over years
that's the witness
since
stand.
Now, a few moments ago, you described to the court.
That's the witness stand?
Right, so I was heading over to the courtroom across the hallway, courtroom 2-1, for a hearing that was scheduled for 1 p.m. I would say approximately a couple minutes before that, as I was walking down the hallway, I recognized a witness who had previously testified in this trial. She is a female. She was wearing a shirt that has like squares patterns on it.
Lacy thing.
In my knowledge, it was the witness before the one you just had.
How do you know that?
I've been watching somewhat from my office. I have the YouTube feed on for
Okay.
Law and Crime Productions. So
Law
I
and
recognized
Crime.
that the witness was
Shout
watching the live feed also of the other
Okay.
witness that was.
So the reason we're watching this, guys, is because there's allegations from the prosecution that the defense is coaching their witnesses, right? Coaching the state witnesses, basically, because the state is calling the family of the defendant, And so the prosecution's worried that the defense is talking to the family of the defendant, and also that the defendant's family are watching the live stream, and getting on YouTube and stuff, getting on Facebook and colluding, right? Also that one of them has given the deposition that they done earlier to one of the other ones to look at while she's in the middle of her testimony, right? So there's shady business going on, right? And so I think that the jury's not there at present, and that's why the
Yeah.
judge is questioning this fella here. So that's why I want to show you all this now, because it's gonna come back up later on.
Testifying. And I knew that it was that because I recognize this courtroom. I'm familiar with YouTube. I have an iPhone. She was watching it on an iPhone. So
I'm something of a YouTuber.
pretty sure what I saw.
Were there any males present as well?
There was, so she was sort of lounging with her leg up on the bench right outside and laying on a male.
Now, to be clear, you're in a track track.
Yes.
And you have a bar card.
Laying on a
do.
male?
And you have to take an oath that is different than other people when they come to testify.
Correct. I am an officer of the court.
And if you were to lie in court, there would be significant consequences even outside of the court.
Oh, yeah.
I have another question.
30 questions for this Mr. Brown.
How far were you away from this?
So she was literally sitting on the bench right outside of
Okay,
the
so
courtroom
there's
I
a
was going into,
defendant.
so I walked
There,
right
on the
past
right.
her, arm's length.
Okay, did you stick your head in to look at her phone?
No, but I was very familiar with what she was looking at because I had seen it also, which was this courtroom, the proceedings.
Did you hear anything?
No,
And what was she wearing?
she was wearing, I don't mean to be rude, but she's a heavier set woman. She had like I'm not good with women's clothing, I don't know, but the sort of the design was like squares that are like gold.
Thank you. All right.
I don't know what that is, sorry.
Okay,
Go ahead.
so was she sitting down? Was she leaning back? Which way was she facing?
Whoa.
So she was, if I'm walking towards you, she was lounging on the bench with her back towards me.
Oh,
so
she's
that
just
her
like
phone
lying
was
around.
Facing me as I walked past her.
She's taking a glamour
She
shot
was
for OnlyFans.
lounging, facing this direction?
Away from me, so that as I walked past her, I could see her phone because her phone was facing me as I walked past.
And could you hear anything?
No, I couldn't hear it.
All right, and
But this guy gets drunk and calls the
you
court.
saw, what exactly did you saw in her phone?
I saw she was on YouTube, which I'm familiar with because I have YouTube on my phone. I know she was on a live stream because she had the comment section open and it was scrolling pretty fast, consistent with the live stream, with the live chat. And I
She was in live
recognized that
chat?
the image on the video was this courtroom.
Was she the only person watching that screen?
You know, I don't know if she was the only one watching it. I don't know if the male that she was lounging on was also kind of looking, because he
She was
didn't
on a
seem to pay too
male?
much attention to it. I
The
didn't know.
male that she was lounging with, was he an adult?
Yes.
Other than this woman and this male, was anybody else watching that screen?
I don't think so, no.
And you said this was, when was this?
Right before my hearing, as I walked in, my hearing was scheduled for 1, so I was probably maybe a couple of minutes before 1. I don't know the exact time.
Dude, you have no
Okay,
idea.
that's all I have.
Before you go, was the volume on the live stream?
Wasn't audible, and I can't tell you if she was wearing headphones because I didn't pay that close either.
From where you were standing, you didn't hear anything?
No, I didn't.
No meeting, no sounds from the live stream?
I did not hear anything.
Anyone want to follow up based on that? You can step outside. Thank you.
Bye.
Say you can go first.
Sure, so I think that it is very obvious that her Roberto lied to the court.
So you want me to still remove your testimony from this jury's consideration?
I really don't know the other remedy here, because if Ms. Burrito was in question on the stand about whether or not she was watching things, posting things, etc., I'm going to be calling Mr. Perez as a witness to say that he saw her watching a YouTube feed afterwards. We know already that she was logging into his embedded on the record from a few days prior. We know that she was actively posting about this case during the middle of the trial. 5 days ago, I think it is highly unlikely that she did not click any of the links, that she did not post or excuse me, did not do this, watch any of those videos, do any of those things, when we know for a fact that she just lied to the court. We know that for a fact. We had an attorney come in, under oath said, I watched this happen, and he was very forthcoming.
No.
He did not see.
He saw.
Ms. Burrito, on the other hand,
That's not what he said. You liar.
He said
He
it was
doesn't-
paused, or he just saw the courtroom, and then she was scrolling through comments. So
He
for all you
doesn't
know, she was
know.
just seeing what people were saying.
And he doesn't even know it was this hearing. Like,
True.
he doesn't know. She could have been looking at anything. She could have been going through other trials. She could be a trial watcher,
Yeah.
right?
You have not established that.
Yeah. Did you watch and did you look and go, does it say Daisy Link trial?
Yeah.
It doesn't even, they don't even call it that. They call it the You'll Be Fine murder trial
Yeah.
because, people are too stupid to look up.
I mean, if you want
Daisy
to
Link.
call her then and get her under oath, okay, but you need more information before making that conclusion, princess.
Yeah, princess.
this court.
Okay, so what do you want to do? Throw out all the testimony? That cannot be the remedy.
Hey, well,
The
what's
issue
Harry
right
Reid?
now is whether or not twofold, whether or not there's been a violation of the rule of sequestration, number one. What the remedy is, if you all believe there has been a violation, you can call whatever witnesses you want and impeach them. Or bring out that they are conforming their testimony with outside influence.
Then I'm gonna ask the court.
Or you want me to do a contempt hearing for her lying to the court, supposedly.
Yes.
What do I do with her testimony? What remedy do you want?
Judge, I'm looking at the case law about what the actual remedy is, because quite frankly, I have never had such blatant violations.
One is very obvious.
Well, what?
Ms. Loretto, you know that you're not supposed to be, looking at other outside information, speaking to other witnesses so that you can testify independently. Would you do that? Maybe she says yes, maybe she says no.
She said no, and she lied.
Then you can maybe be able to cross-examine her on her posting. All right?
That's
That's
fair.
a suggestion to the last.
So, Judge, I don't think it's been established.
Okay. So I think Judge is being fair. Judge is saying you can impeach her, like you can question her on it,
Yeah.
right?
You can call her back.
Yeah, so what's the problem? What do you want me to do? Just strike her entire testimony based on this dude's conjecture, basically? What he thinks he saw? Or come up with another remedy, right? Like if you really think that's not okay, you come up with another remedy, but this is what I think that you should do.
Yeah.
And he's just sitting there going, no, I've never seen anything so egregious. Come on, you dickhead. Like, it happens all the time.
That she was able to hear anything that happened. Perhaps she could have read some of these comments. I don't think these comments would inform her on anything that she's not supposed to hear. So I'm not sure that she violated the rule of sequestration based
Do
on.
you agree with me that my approach is twofold, whether or not there's been a violation of the rule of sequestration, number one, or whether or not she's lied to the court?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so with regards to the rule of sequestration, your suggestion on my remedy to the state, they can bring her back and/or Mr. Perez to somehow suggest or argue to the jury that her testimony was not as truthful because she may have been looking at live feed after she testified. And/or had been posting about this story, the trial 5 days before she testified. There'll be 2 lines of inquiry.
Judge, that's fine, I guess, and I would suggest that we do a full contempt hearing for her lying to the court, but there's an additional issue of witnesses who have not yet testified and not yet been deposed being involved in this. I went, again, as an officer of the court, I stepped outside to use the restroom, and I saw Ms. Perez being handed her deposition transcript.
I went to use a
by
little
Ms.
girl's room.
Gonzalez, while PJ was sitting right next to her.
And what is wrong or illegal about
Yeah.
that? If we know witnesses are allowed to have a copy of the deposition, don't most witnesses
Pause.
reserve the right to read it?
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay, so
But
what's
that's,
wrong with
I'm
her?
sorry. I love this judge.
But witnesses are allowed to look over their deposition to make sure it's correct, to certify it,
Yep.
and they're allowed to look at they're allowed to look at videos and stuff. They're allowed to look at prior testimony they've done to
Mhm.
make sure they have the facts and everything straight. Okay, I understand why you would raise that issue as a prosecutor if you saw somebody doing that. Bring it to the court's attention, sure, but it's not necessarily
egregious.
nefarious.
No. No, he's making it out to be this
Yeah.
huge deal that they've
And
they've
Prince-
gone and
Okay, also, do you think if she's trying to conspire and do this huge nefarious deed,
Yep.
they're going to do it in a location that can be seen when you're on your way to the little girl's room?
yeah, out in the foyer.
I mean, Princess, come on now.
I'm very confused by this. Like this prosecutor seems to have his knickers in a twist because he's losing at this point, I think.
Is what,
Um,
Hella?
He's losing.
No, but
Oh,
what you say?
he has his knickers in a twist. Haven't you ever heard that before?
No, okay, I just don't use that language, but that's just me.
Knickers in a twist.
Never mind.
Right. We say
Get
that
it.
a lot.
Having a copy of the deposition.
that is not
Sounds
the
like
issue.
another word.
The issue is, PJ hasn't given the deposition. As far as I'm concerned, he's not a witness in this case. Right, we can revisit it when that time comes, but at this point in time, he is not a witness in this case as far as I'm concerned. We are supposed to be taking his deposition. When? I don't know. But him having access to that deposition, having access to YouTube, having his family members violate the rules of sequestration, which I think that we well established that they have.
How do we know he's reading the deposition? How do we know he's looking at the YouTube live feed with Crystal? How do we know they're talking to them about the state?
We know that Ms. Lynn herself was talking to him about his testimony. She said that 2 weeks ago.
How do I know right now?
That's 2 weeks ago.
Because I've been at this for about an hour now on possible violation of sequestration. How do I know without jumping, speculating that PJ, they've been talking to him about his testimony or their testimony, thereby unduly influencing him?
Judge, circumstantial evidence is evidence, number one. And number two, again, Ms. Lynn has actively told this court that she was talking to the witness about his testimony. That's how.
Knickers.
There's no evidence at this time that there's been any violation of
Because-
sequestration.
Oh, I thought Hella was saying something else.
To ask her
Perfect.
if she's been posting and or observing coverage of this trial because she's posted it on Facebook to somehow make an argument to the jury that she is changing or conforming her testimony based on outside influence, and more than welcome to do that. Okay, because you know what, I'm ruling right now, I'm done, we're done, we went back and forth, I am ruling right now, I am ruling right now. That's it, nothing else.
Yeah, suffer.
Well, I'm not there yet, am I? I don't see any violation of the rules of sequestration unless you all want to bring her in regarding the Facebook post and or what she saw. Ms. Perez, she's allowed to have the deposition transcripts. There's no evidence or influence. There's nothing before me that suggests that she was trying to change her testimony before she comes back on the witness stand. Okay. If you all want to question her about whether or not Mr. Glass talked to her about her testimony prior to, I think that's not Mr. Glass.
He's absolutely allowed to.
Then I don't know what the remedy, we all want to do a remedy for Ms. Perez.
The jury instructions specifically can say that a witness that's speaking to a lawyer should not be given an affidavit. Because it is entirely proper.
So what do you want me to make of her having a copy of her deposition?
It's not just her having a deposition. It's not, and the court is focusing on her having a deposition. I give every single one of my witnesses before they testify.
So what's your remedy? I brought her in here, you questioned her, you all cross-examined her.
And
Except the ruling.
she lied to the court
About what?
about, you want to run me in, feel free, because I can testify.
So you want me to have a contempt hearing Ms. Perez?
I think so, and then you can have them for personal verdict, because again, she lied to the court.
Okay, we'll take that later on. I need to get this case concluded.
If we can't conclude a trial, a proper and fair and impartial trial, with witnesses actively violating the rules.
I suggested a remedy for Crystal. You're not giving me a remedy for Ms. Perez, because there's nothing before the court right now. That suggestion is violating the rules of sequestration. We just went on an hour-long evidentiary escapade, and I'm looking at the state and I'm saying, what's your remedy? You all are taking me up on Herrera. There's nothing from the remedy on Perez. There's nothing from the remedy Perez. Maybe I have a contempt hearing with her at the end of the trial.
Judge, can the state present a remedy for Perez, please?
What's your remedy for Perez?
Judge, given the fact that she was given her deposition in the middle of live testimony, which is not allowed, the state should be allowed to, on cross-examination, ask this witness, when you step outside a break, or you give a copy of your deposition, who gave you a copy of the deposition? Your family members. Did you review that deposition? Do you know that you were not in
Sure, ask away. I don't know what's going to come out of her mouth, ask away. Let's take a 10-minute break. You all come with a coffee break and some things come through. Also, I'm not letting anybody else into Zoom. If any lawyer wants to come and watch, whoever's in is in, whoever wants to come and watch, my doors of the courtroom have been open since the beginning. Thank you.
All rise.
I do not get why they could not just accept her fucking ruling. Right? Like,
No.
what is their goddamn problem?
They had to got the little tampon in a twist.
Okay, that's not even the end of it. Right? So, jury sent home for the day. Here we go. Hang on.
You know, that's what the Perez. He's one of our lawyers.
And Judge, I'm allowed to inquire about what we said was the state's remedy, right?
Yes, but I don't know what's going to come out of her mouth. Remember? Talk about that also.
Understood, Judge.
Okay, so this, I think this is the mother of the defendant. Right? So they get her back in.
All rise, adjourned.
Yeah, it's kind of like that. It's a bit like that half Irish. I feel like the prosecutors are just like keeping at her to try and get her to change her mind, like Gravely would at Schroeder. But this chick is just not having it. Hey, Patty B.
Counsel, can you consider this for still on the
Yes, Judge. Now, Ms. Perez, when we took a break, you stepped outside, right?
Yeah.
Sorry, can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
And when you stepped outside, isn't it true that you were given a copy of your deposition?
Yes,
And you were given a copy of your deposition by your granddaughter,
right.
the young lady who testified here earlier?
Yes.
And she gave you a copy of that deposition knowing that you were still in the middle of your testimony?
Speculation.
Sorry, the question.
Oh,
She gave
middle
you a
of the
copy of that
testimony.
deposition knowing that you were still in the middle of your testimony?
Sitting alone, just answer the question, please.
Middle of the testimony
Did
is a
she
little
know you were
late.
testifying still?
I don't think she knows what the rules are for, so she just handed something to me and I put it right next to me.
Ms. Perez, my question was, did she know you were still testifying right now?
Does she know right now?
Did she know you were still testifying?
On the case, right now?
Yes.
I believe so.
So when you stepped outside, did you tell her you were on a break?
I didn't tell, I just told her that we got put out. You didn't give me like any instructions if I was on a break or anything.
Right, so when you told her you got put out, was when she
Ma'am,
decided to
I don't
take
know
the deposition?
I don't know any of your rules and regulations.
Ms.
You
Perez,
just said go outside and she handed it to me, that's it.
I understand what you're saying. My question is,
Mhm.
when you told her you got put out, she then proceeds to give you a copy of your deposition.
What's going
She just handed me the document, and that's it.
Oh,
So
whisper,
she gave you the
whisper.
document.
Right.
Did she tell you to do anything with the document? Did she tell you to read it?
No, she didn't tell me anything.
And Ms. Perez, you used to be a clerk for Miami-Dade?
Objection relevance.
What?
So hold on, I'm just saying.
Oh, did you hear that?
Now what?
Okay, so the prosecutor just asked her if she used to be a clerk for Miami-Dade. Objection relevant, sustained.
Wow.
Nice objection. Nice.
She's gonna ask another question.
So I want to talk about what you didn't see, okay, Ms. Perez?
Mhm.
On the night before Pedro was shot, your daughter came to pick you up, Crystal?
Say it again. Can you repeat the question?
Sure. Before Pedro was shot, your daughter Crystal came to pick you up.
It was her husband that was
So
driving.
Crystal never picked you up?
I called her to pick me up.
Okay, so Crystal wasn't in the car?
I don't think so.
So it was just her husband who was in the car?
Yeah, and my granddaughter.
Okay, so Crystal was in the car. So her husband came to pick you up,
Right.
and you left.
Yes.
So you didn't see what happened between Pedro and Daisy after that?
No, I didn't.
You didn't see Daisy shoot Pedro?
No, I didn't see anything.
No further questions, Judge.
All right, let's see if we can do that.
Ms. Perez, you were asked a while ago about the barbecue that you were going to have with some family members. You remember that?
Yes.
Again, you were here from Texas. Did you have, besides Daisy, did you have other family members who you don't get to see very often because you live in another state?
Right.
And your intention was to move Daisy back to Texas without Pedro finding out, correct?
Right.
All right, that's all I have. Thank you.
You can step down. Thank you.
I'm done. Thank you, ma'am.
Well, there you go. That didn't go so well, did it?
She can talk, I think she's gonna be so quick, I'm just talking to the lawyers, sidebar outside.
Okay. I don't think that the prosecutors got what they wanted out of that, really. That question about Miami-Dade was pointed.
Yeah.
Pointed. Oh, you know what you're doing, ma'am.
It's
You know the rules.
there's jurisdiction, and I know Miami-Dade and other counties, like when lawyers go into one jurisdiction from the other, they are looked down upon, I believe, for Miami-Dade. So that was a insult.
No, but the point being that if she was a clerk from Miami-Dade, she knows the rules. Right? She understands that she can't have a deposition handed to her in the middle of her testimony, right? Her sitting there going, "Oh, I don't know your rules and regulations," blah, blah, blah. For them to even mention that she was ever a clerk in any courthouse, really, doesn't matter where, right? That's putting in the jury's mind, "Hey, you're lying, lady."
Yeah.
Right? You are lying. Did I skip over the part where the prosecution was questioning her outside the presence of the jury? Probably. We only just started. Why? Why do you disagree? You usually disagree with me, Malcolm. So I have no idea.
I'll see you all tomorrow. Thank you. Have a good night.
All right, your
We who labor here seek only the truth. Okay, so sound goes down for a minute, and then
What if you're smart?
This.
What do I do? Let's say I go along with it. But he's here tomorrow. What do I do?
No, and the court is requiring me to take a deposition in court, but I'm still prepared for it.
Well, let's focus on the issue of David Perez. We're talking about PJ, let's just focus on David Perez.
David Perez and PJ go hand in hand. The reason why is because my hands are being tied, I'm being forced to take a deposition, I'm still prepared to take at this point in time, because I didn't trial all day. If David Perez magically shows up tomorrow,
Okay, so now Mr. Prosecutor starts chucking a big mental because apparently there could be someone turn up in the morning who he may need to take a deposition from, and he will be ill prepared for it.
Aw,
Right? And yeah, and that would be trial by ambush by the defense. I'll just let you listen.
yeah, I'm going to be prepared to take a deposition because I am not actually prepared to take a deposition. The 4 or 5 depositions that I take, I have to sit and research and do what people are saying. There are reasons I ask questions today. I do not know what he says. John Smith was also here. I don't want to talk to John Smith. This is why depositions do not occur in the middle of a trial. This is why witnesses get heated. And quite frankly, Your Honor, I think it's hard pressed to see what would happen on the reverse if I magically need witnesses appear that were excluded in the middle of trial.
The rules are different for the states as they are for the defense.
Judge, I
And that's
think,
law school 101. Hold on, I waited for you. Please let me respond. Because you're done with your thoughts. Mr. Perez has been set for deposition prior. Has he not?
3 times.
All right, so you're telling me that you were not prepared those 3 times that you set in the deposition?
That's not what I said. I said I would be ill prepared tomorrow if he magically shows up. And you're right, the rules are very different from obligation by the defense and state. But the rules for discovery for defense and state, they are listening to people they intend to call as witnesses. David Perez is not a witness in this case, and the court is, this would essentially be at this point in time, trial by ambush, because there's a difference between what someone's going to say versus what they actually say and testify to under penalty for deposition in that trial. I don't know what he's actually going to say. I have a general idea of what he's going to proper is, but I don't actually know what he's going to say. I don't know who else is there. I do not know anything about his conversations with Ms. Lee via jail call or in his text messages as well, which is avenue that I'm going to want to explore.
Your objections are for the record. Show up tomorrow, we're just taking one step at a time. Isabella, you can stay later on for PJ's deposition. Okay, so we actually have my courtroom for PJ's deposition. The state will accommodate us meaning all the parties, Mr. Glass, regarding recording it on Zoom, okay? So, Ms. Lee cannot be present for that deposition. So, your instructions will be implemented to her. And then once she's,
Go away, dude.
speaking to her, walls and please remind, well, I reminded Mrs. Loretta as well as Ms. Perez not to be reminded to the county. So please have that requirement to make that I need to have any more interaction with them or report periods, right? Thank you all. See you tomorrow.
Have a go with this.
All right. So there is potentially a deposition that has to be taken in the morning, and Princess there is very unhappy about it. Let's go to day 5, and this is where the defendant has to testify or wants to testify. And we get to hear all about what she went through and why she thinks that she's innocent. Let's go, share this tab instead.
At this stage, you don't know if you're going to go on.
I don't know for sure because I spent might.
I will be putting him on as a rebuttal witness. I think during his
Okay.
deposition yesterday.
What they're actually talking about, hang on, before we get into this, there is a son, right? Now, a son witnessed this, a son of both her and the decedent witnessed this whole thing, and that's really sad. And he's not in a good way. He doesn't really want to testify. It's horrible for him to have to testify.
Yeah.
And the defense attorney is going to talk a little bit about that. And then the prosecutor will talk about it. And basically, defense attorney doesn't even really want him to have to testify, but prosecutor will make him testify if defense attorney doesn't do it. So, yeah, it's not very nice, the whole thing. But he was there, and it's kind of a matter of, well, then when you've got an eyewitness,
Yeah.
what are you going to do? All right, so let's talk. Let's watch.
I should say.
Alright, so given time, it sounds like Mr. Perez is just not cooperating, but it's not your fault and it's not Mr. Tomas's fault. That's the way that I see it. Okay.
He didn't
And
witness
because
it?
we have planned for
Oh, sorry.
trials-
Okay, he was there for those 3 days, or 5 days prior. So you'll hear what she says about the boy and what he knows.
This week, maybe a day ahead of schedule. Today would be the day before the defense is finished putting on the witnesses per the schedule. What about the minor witness?
The minor was deposed yesterday. So, and he's here.
All right, so you're planning on putting him on?
If he doesn't, I will be.
So the minor was distraught this morning, and I had a conversation with him, and he indicated to me that he didn't want to talk anymore, and I told him if that's what he wants to do, I'll respect that. But I think he's come around to it. My intent, based on everything, is to call Ms. Link first, deal with that, and then I'll cross that bridge later and see how he's doing later.
We have the issues of his age, tender age. We went over some of the statutes. The statutes don't indicate one way or the other. That is a cutoff, even though most jurisdictions have laws on the books that 12 years of age is a cutoff. Having said that, I left it up to you all to meet him, talk to him, and see if there's anything else that I have to inquire from him. For example, whether or not he needed to testify to a closed circuit, things of that nature. At this stage, we don't know if you're going to go on.
I don't know for sure as I stand.
Okay.
I will be putting him on as a rebuttal witness. I think during his deposition yesterday, he said a number of different things that lead me to believe that he has been coached, which also lead me to a greater point of these witnesses actively watching, being involved in, and coordinating their testimonies. I also listed this morning Crystal Barreto, who was previously listed as a state witness, but I did list her as a rebuttal witness, and I intend to put her on as we discussed yesterday.
You need to proffer what you're going to put on this 11-year-old before I go down.
Sure. He said during his deposition yesterday that the pistol whipping incident happened the day before the death of his father. He said that he has spoken to his mom, I think he said 3 times about the case, but he speaks to his grandmother at least once a week.
Which grandmother?
Josephina Perez.
Does he live together?
Yes. No, about the case.
Okay.
They speak at least once a week about the case. The reason that he is here today in court to testify is to get his mother out of jail. Additionally, what he said was that he would, when he is speaking to his grandmother about the case, he forgets things and gets things wrong, especially about the day before the pistol whipping incident. And I asked him, does your grandmother correct you? And he said, yes, she tells me what actually happened. And I asked, was she there? And he said, no. So she corrects you even though, and tells you what actually happened, even though she wasn't there, which again goes directly to the credibility of these witnesses.
Dude, the kid should not even be up there.
That can move on to credibility of witnesses by putting on a witness to essentially impeach other witnesses.
So just to rebut their credibility, which is why I'm also putting on Crystal Barreto to have her testify about how she was posting on Facebook. I'm also going to have Mr. Perez come in again and testify as to what he testified to. But no, it all comes together. It goes to the credibility of these witnesses and rebuts their direct credibility, saying, I didn't say these things, I didn't do these things. When a witness is being coached what to say, directly contradicts and directly attacks the credibility of other witnesses.
Okay, well, I've got an idea. Why, if the defense isn't, he said, if the defense doesn't put him on, I will, right? Well, why would you bring him on to impeach him? That doesn't make any sense, right? So you bring him on to say that what he's saying is incorrect, or that he's lying, or that he's being coached by his grandmother. How about just not bring him on? You could do that. They want to impeach his grandma. Well, fantastic. That's awesome. Like, yeah, let's do that to a little kid, right? Let's have him come on and say that his grandmother is telling him what to say, and the only reason he's there is to get his mum out of jail, and therefore he ends up being the one putting his mum in jail and making his grandma look bad, and he has to live with that for the rest of his life. Good on you, prosecutor. You're just lovely, aren't you? Yeah, he's already witnessed enough because it destroys her family's testimony. That's wonderful, isn't it? That he's the one, the kid has to be the one to destroy her family's testimony, right? So if the defense attorney decides to spare the kid from testifying, the prosecutor decides that he's going to do it anyway. You asshole.
Not to repeat that again. You want PJ to testify to prove Josephina is lying?
Not to prove.
Okay, to rebut that Josephina is lying.
So yes, to rebut that what they were saying is true and to attack their credibility, which I am allowed to do on rebuttal.
You have to be more specific. When you say they already put on what, 2 or 3 defense witnesses?
3.
Okay. So you have to be more specific. PJ will testify.
He will testify that he speaks to his grandma about this case at least once a week. That when he's speaking about the case to her, she actively is telling him what to say. That when he forgets things, she is the one, despite not being there, to correct him and say, no, this is what actually happened.
So you envision that coming out if Mr. Dumas puts him on in this case?
I do.
Okay.
And that's why I would call him as a rebuttal if PJ isn't called in the defense case.
Well, I only have time. Mr. Dumas, do you agree that if you put on PJ, that they're allowed to bring out through cross-examination, the coaching, line of questioning?
Certainly.
Okay.
And if I don't put him on, the only reason I would not put him on is because he's asking me not to put him on because he's distraught and I don't want to traumatize him. Because prior to 10 minutes ago, he wasn't thrilled about it, but he was willing to do this. Now, if I make that decision not to put him on, for that reason, I would vigorously oppose the state dragging him in here and traumatizing him further because of the condition he's in. We're not there yet. I'm just putting that on your radar.
That's just been my position this entire time that I don't think it should testify. I think we're
really?
regardless, but it's very important for a jury to hear about witness coaching. And that's why I'm also going to be calling Crystal again as a witness to testify that she had been outside yesterday on her phone, which she denied being on her YouTube, that she was posting on her Facebook clips, videos, live streams, commentary from YouTube, which goes into the fact that they have been changing their testimony as they watch it, which is important, and that's why PJ needs to testify.
You keep saying Crystal posting, you keep saying they keep changing their testimony.
The defense witnesses.
Must be more specific.
Each and every defense witness.
Okay. Listen, if you want to put on a web case, you proffer to me, I'll take you as your word, as an officer of the court. I guess we'll just deal with it one step at a time. Now on to, Ms. Link, she's going to testify.
That's fine.
All right, Ms. Link, I've had this case for 3 years. The way you've been in court this last week doesn't concern me at all that you're not understanding what's going on, that you're not understanding me, your answers have been coherent. I don't think Mr. Gomez has had a problem understanding you either. Is that correct?
That's good.
Have you had a hard time understanding them or conferring with them? Not at all. So you have the right to remain silent. You don't have to testify. That's your personal rights. Lawyers can give advice one way or the other. They can give advice based on their experience, but at the end of the day, it's an independent decision by the defendant to testify. Am I making sense so far? All right, so Mr. Gomez is telling me that you want to testify, is that correct?
Yes.
Have you had enough time to speak to him? Okay, and you understand that whatever advice he gives, it's advice based on his experience, and he can't give you guarantees, you understand?
Yes.
And he may advise one way or the other, for or against testifying. You can absorb that advice, but whatever conclusion you come to must be your own conclusion, you understand? So are you telling me that your conclusion to testify is your own conclusion?
Right.
You've seen him and others cross-examine witnesses, you'd be subject to the same cross-examination, do you understand? Same rules also regarding not speaking over each other. I ask witnesses not to go on tangents and just answer the questions that are asked, do you understand? She's not a convicted felon, right?
No, but she has several withholds.
Okay, so there's no impeachment regarding felony convictions?
Correct.
But if you testify, you become a witness, just like the other witnesses, and the rules of evidence and the jury instructions allows the jury to take into consideration and weigh your testimony, just like any other witness, do you understand?
Yes.
Okay. Do you have any questions for me?
No.
Okay. I don't know, in front of me, I don't have all the pre-trial filings regarding the possibility of opening the door on any past incidents of violence.
So I was actually going to bring that up, Your Honor. I don't mean to interject. I was going to bring it up because I think that the defendant needs to be given limited instructions and actually told how to answer the question. The reason I say that is because in her statement, she talks about victims' arrests as well as her own arrests. I think that the limiting instruction should be, and this is why I had my detectives testify the way they did based off the court's prior rulings, is has Pedro committed acts of domestic violence against you? The answer is yes. And they can talk about the pistol whipping incident that Your Honor already granted and that is allowing in. The follow-up question or question that I will ask is, have you also committed acts of domestic violence? And the answer is yes. If she says no, I think that opens the door to me playing the statement in which she says that she hit Pedro with a frying pan. I can meet the part that she said that was for the last time that she was arrested. I don't anticipate Ms. Link saying that she hasn't, but I think that limited instruction should be what is the questions and what is the answers.
Do you agree?
If she's asked the question, have you committed acts of domestic violence against Pedro, and she says yes, that's proper, but that's as far as it goes.
Okay, do you understand?
Yes.
Okay, so in order to protect your rights to have a fair trial, uncharged crimes are generally not allowed unless the defendant opens the door or goes to some other evidence during the trial. But we agreed that the jury can know that there were acts of domestic violence going both ways. What the state is saying is, if you deny that on the witness stand, and that's the only question they're going to ask. It comes up, is there domestic violence? You against Pedro against you, and like these questions, that's going to agree. That's going to agree upon. Does that make sense?
Yes.
If you answer differently, it may open the door for the state to bring in other acts of violence by you onto Pedro. Does that make sense?
Yes.
And remember too, your state of mind the day of the shooting is relevant. So I've already allowed them, based on the way that you gave your statements to the police.
I wonder if she ever did anything else besides hit him with a frying pan. Because if she ever did anything else besides hit him with a frying pan, wouldn't they be talking about it right now?
Yeah, I
Or
mean,
is
they probably don't have evidence or know about it.
They mustn't be. I mean, they mustn't know about anything else besides just hitting him with a frying pan, right?
Yeah.
That must be it.
As well as the closeness, the proximity of the pistol whipping incident that was 5 days before, that comes into evidence. But otherwise, there isn't anything relevant right now before me that allows anything that Pedro may have done to you regarding acts of violence prior to that, disability incident, do you understand?
Yes, Judge.
Now, there was some discussion from your mother about some things Phoebe said, and some things she witnessed, but again, those were within that 5-day period between the
Yeah.
pistol whipping and the shooting, so I allowed it in. But it's not a free-for-all for what the state would probably argue is some character assassination on the part of the victim. Does that make sense as well? Because at some point, the jury can't be so distracted by outside evidence that they lose focus on the crime at hand, which is murder charge. And the rules of evidence allow me to limit it because other evidence can't become the feature of the case. Does that make sense? Yeah. Okay. All right. Anything else?
She's explained that really well.
I don't think so.
So it's an intelligent way,
Yes.
understanding of her
Definitely.
remembering, she was breaking the silence, and she's choosing to testify in court.
Yes,
Okay, so she'll be the first witness to call.
yes, ma'am.
And then after that, we'll talk about the minor.
I mean, I have to imagine she won't be done until well after lunch, so, yeah. We've got a few hours to,
So that would be this to at least an hour or so.
And Judge, I want to correct something I said earlier, backing up to the minor. He also testified that his father did live at the house. He was on the road a lot, but when he would come back, he lived at the house. So that would also be very important on the rebuttal as well.
I don't think that was exactly his testimony, there's more to it than that, but I understand they're gonna try to make it sound that way.
I have the deposition after 4:00 yesterday. I think we started around 5:00 yesterday. The court reporter was not able to get a rush transcript. I'm hoping to have it at some point today, but he did say that his father lived there.
He did actually. No.
Rowdy.
One issue.
Oh.
All right, let me go off record, and then we'll come back in a few minutes. And we have to hold that we have the jury here. Okay.
Let's effing go. We who live here seek only the truth.
Mm.
The truth, the truth, the truth, the truth. Right, let's hear the story.
It's like me going on a date in 2024.
That never happened.
23?
That never happened. See, I can debunk your lies.
2020 happened.
No. Did it?
Yeah. No,
No.
she wanted to. I didn't.
She?
Yeah.
Who?
Oh.
She?
Yeah, she wanted to hook up with me, and I was like, this is a lot of work. And then a week later, I found out she was pregnant.
In your dreams?
No, it really happened. She was really, really weird.
Was she a real female?
Yeah.
The next one is 41.
Raise your right hand, please. Do you promise to affirm the testimony that you will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Please have a seat, please.
I'm still creeped out.
Oh,
about
okay.
that.
Right. What we haven't. Okay. Before she starts testifying, we probably should address the elephant in the room. No offense to
Her
obese
tum-tum?
people. Yeah. Is she actually pregnant at this time, or has she given birth?
Oh, congratulations, sweetie.
Right. So this is the lady who.
Did the old Mark Jensen.
Yes. Right. Okay. So I don't know how she decided to elicit some dude in a cell nearby her to jack off a lot of times into like a napkin or something, and then like pass the napkin somehow. How do you even pass the napkin between cells? I don't know. And then
Well, you get some strain and some sticky stuff.
string. How do they get string?
Clothes.
Oh,
Take
it
apart
was through the
clothes.
vents.
Yeah, it
Was
was
it
through the vents. I don't know if
Right.
they were next door or not, but like you can sneak some strain or whatever through the vents.
They were cum smuggling.
Dental floss and gum. There we go.
She's a cum smuggler. Well, she's one half of the cum smuggling operation. Right? Dental floss and
So
gum.
does that guy have to pay child support?
You'd hope. Although she clearly didn't pick like the best of society, right? No, it happened. It happened. Wait, it wasn't immaculate conception? Well, cum
Okay,
smuggling.
so I mean, well, now we know where babies come from, I guess.
I mean, they didn't even get to have any fun, or he did, I guess.
His mom has their daughter. Oof.
No.
That's awkward.
Really? It's like,
Hey,
Mom, so
you,
I've
you,
got this girl pregnant
you
in
remember the time I
jail.
went to jail and I was locked in my cell alone and I decided to beat off?
So it took a lot of goes, right?
Oh.
I finally know.
10th time's a charm. Not like you have much
Yeah.
else to do in jail.
Yeah, no, and because I don't know whether they like romanced each other first or like what the tale was. If she manages to get out of this, I'm sure she'll want to do a lot of interviews and talk about how the cum smuggling occurred. Imagine being the kid, like that's your story.
So, how did your parents meet?
They didn't. My dad checked off, put it into a baggie or something.
Is his name Jose? Get it? Jesus. She's Hispanic.
This is so stupid. I know. Right? This is so dumb. And then she puts it up her clacker.
Hey,
Right?
good enough for
Like-
Julie Jensen.
She puts like a water cold cum up her clacker.
Not even room temperature.
No.
Probably cold because it was going through the vents, so it was chilled by the AC.
She used a yeast infection applicator? What? Not even a turkey baster?
Well, I guess it's technically an infection for 9 months.
Oh, YouTube has been recommending me your Minecraft stream. Oh, that's cute. They used to talk through.
Aw.
I hope that they talked beforehand.
I bet their pillow talk was epic.
Could have been Cum Dog. Or what if you call? Yeah, we call him Cum Dog. Well, whoever this dude is clearly like his swimmers are good. Like they hold
Yeah.
up.
Swimmers, they're walkers.
They're walking. They're flyers.
He's a shooter, not a dribbler.
Okay, now we can watch her. Now we can watch her knowing that.
Okay, I'll tell you what I told you, who this is. Please don't speak over each other.
She's going to ask the bailiff for a tissue in a second, and everyone's going to scream, no.
If you
No.
understand questions like no, the word no is gasket, if you hear the word attention, please pause.
Daisy,
I'll tell you
the
if I
most
continue
fertile
answering, or
woman in
we'll pause another
America.
question, okay? Thank you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Could you please introduce yourself to the members of the jury?
I'm Daisy Lee.
So Daisy, you were in a relationship with Pedro Jimenez, correct?
Correct.
And you all worked together for a long time, correct?
Yeah.
You had, how many kids together?
Aww.
Two.
What are their names?
Pedro and Mia.
How old are Pedro and Mia right now?
Right now, Mia
I have
is
another
9
one,
and
but-
Pedro is
They say
11.
romance is dead.
Back in June of 2022, how old were Pedro and Mia?
Mia was 5 and Pedro was 7. He was about to be 8 2 months later.
Doesn't matter.
What's his birthday?
August 7th.
All right, so I wanna focus on
I want to
what
make
happened
love.
5 days prior to the shooting first. But before I do, 5 days prior to the shooting when you were injured, What was the status of your relationship with Pedro Jimenez Sr.?
We
Oh,
were off
God.
and on,
She is
but
resting
for the
face,
most part, at
bitch
that
face.
moment, we were just in a sense of a nonchalant relationship with each other. Like
What
just we weren't together,
nonchalant relationship.
he would come as he wanted to for the kids.
Did he live with you?
No,
So where did he live?
he lived at his mom's house. He had started staying there for about 2 months prior. He started going there a lot when he came home from being over the road.
Do you happen to know the address of his mother's house?
956 Northwest 4th Terrace, Florida City, 33034.
Okay. Judge, if I could approach the witness.
Yes, and both sides can have freestanding permission to approach the witnesses.
So Daisy, I'm going to show you what's been marked as, in evidence as defense exhibit A. Can you tell me what that is?
That's one of his licenses.
One of Pedro's licenses?
Yes,
And what's the address on that license?
956 Northwest 4th Terrace.
Is that his mother's house?
Yes,
Where he lived?
yes,
You said one of his licenses. There's more than one license?
yes.
Okay, I don't know if you can see, but
How does an illegal get a license? Really?
Typically from New York with no name given.
How do you have no name given if you're just on a license? How's that work? The dude's a truck driver. Oh,
different page of the same exhibit.
Yeah,
there are two licenses on
it's
it,
a
correct?
thing, Hella. It's a very contentious issue at the moment, seeing as how an illegal recently killed someone. If you remember that Indian guy,
yeah.
yeah, he had a license, I believe. And a lot of them, like New York, is giving out licenses that say no name given. Minnesota
Okay.
governor just signed a law for illegals to get driver's licenses.
Oh, he could be overstaying. Right, so he may
That
have
too.
gotten one legally. Right, that
fair.
makes sense, I guess. Yep. Okay. All right.
Yes.
Yeah. It just didn't make any sense at all at first.
Correct.
Are
Still
both of
doesn't,
them Pedro Jimenez's licenses?
Yes,
Do they appear to have the same address on them?
yes,
Do both of those licenses have the address of his mother's house as his residence?
yes.
Now, the place where you lived back in 2022, your residence, did you own or rent or lease in that location?
He runs it.
Did you have a lease,
Yes,
a written lease?
yes.
So I'm going to show you what's been marked for ID as, okay. So I'm going to show you what's been marked for ID as, well, actually, Judge, at this time, by stipulation of the parties, I remove defense, what's been listed as A5 and A6 in judgment.
Go ahead, Corporal Morgan.
A5 is not defense B, A6 is C.
So I'm showing you exhibit E. Tell me what that is.
This is the lease that I had for the house.
Now, what period of time does that lease cover?
This is from March of 2021, so that's basically for the following year.
It's a one-year lease?
Yeah, into 2022.
Okay. Now I'm going to show you exhibit D.
Give us the
Tell
date.
me what that is.
This was the new lease.
Beginning when?
This is for the new year, so this is for 2022.
2022 to 2023?
Correct.
So does that lease cover the period of time that fell on June of 2022?
Yes, it's from March of 22 to March of 23.
Is Pedro on that lease?
No,
Now, that lease is a little bit different in form from the other exhibit that I just showed you, correct?
correct.
Do you know why that is?
A new owner had bought it, so they had to redraft another contract.
So just so we're clear, exhibit E is a lease which covers the period March 1st, 2021 through March 1st of 2022. At that time, a different person owned that property, correct?
Correct.
And at some point, that property was sold, and the lease, which covers 2022 to 2023, was prepared by a different person who was the new owner. Is that correct?
Correct.
Was Pedro on that lease?
No, he wasn't.
Only you were on the lease, correct?
Correct.
And the lease stated that your children also lived with you, correct?
Yes.
Now, prior to that, because you lived at the property where you lived in 2022, you had lived there for some time, correct?
Correct.
Around how many years had you lived there?
Roughly, I'm gonna say about 4 going on 5 years.
Earlier on, in previous leases, was Pedro on those leases?
Yes.
So there was a time where you all lived together,
Yes.
but at a certain point, he was removed from the lease.
Yes.
And as you just stated, in 2022, June of 2022, that was not Pedro's residence anymore, correct?
No, correct.
At some point, did you change the locks to that residence?
Yes, I had to.
Okay, what do you mean by that?
He began to break into the house.
Okay, so you changed the locks, I presume he didn't have a key.
No.
All right, so I wanna ask you about 5 days before Pedro died. What happened that day?
How you want me to start from the beginning?
I guess let's start from the beginning of the day. Start from the beginning of the day. What's going on? What are your plans for that day?
I remember I picked him up.
Pick you up.
I picked up Pedro.
All right, where did you pick him up and around what time, if you remember?
I picked him up at his mom's house. I know he was supposed to be going back to work, driving within the next day. So I picked him up from his mother's house so he could see the kids around 1:30, 2 o'clock, between that window.
All right, you picked him up? Came to your house?
I brought him to the house mainly to speak to my mom. She was really upset with him.
No, wait, hold on a second. I'm not talking about the day he died. I'm talking about 5 days before.
Okay.
Were you mixed up there?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm talking about the pistol-looking day.
That day.
So let's start over.
Okay.
The 5 days before he dies, the day you got hit in the head.
Okay.
Tell me, how does that day start?
I remember I went to go. He was at somebody's house, and he had took my dogs from the day before.
Well, I don't want to. I guess let me put it this way. At some point, are you home and do you have guests in your house?
Okay, so yeah.
Okay, around what time is that?
This is roughly, I'm gonna say maybe around 9 or 10. It wasn't too late. It was late in the evening. 9
or 10 p.m.
Yeah.
All right. Who did you have at your house?
It was me, my cousin David, and 3 of his kids. They were playing with Papa and Mia.
When you say Papa, is that Pedro Jr.?
That's Pedro.
All right. So just so we're clear, at your home on this day at night, you're there. Your cousin David Perez is there. Your 2 kids are there, and David Perez's 3 kids are there. Is that correct?
That is.
So there's 7 people in the home, 5 children, 2 adults?
Yes.
Anybody else?
No. That's
all right. Was there any special reason for this visit, or just to get together, or what?
It was just hanging out for the kids to play.
Okay. At some point, did somebody else come to your house?
Pedro.
All right, so were you expecting Pedro to come over?
I wasn't.
All right, so he comes over and what happens?
Well, initially me and David were sitting in the kitchen and we were just drinking a couple beers and we were laughing, having a good time. I know the kids were all in the living room and they were playing Fortnite.
If anyone has been watching this more than I have, I can't quite work out how David fits in. If you could help out with that.
And I just hear a loud bang, kind of like how, like the police will knock on the door. So I opened it and he was there. He never met my cousin, so he didn't know.
Any questions?
So
her cousin?
So exactly.
Did Pedro know David? Did Pedro know your cousin David? He never
cousin
met
David, right?
No, he didn't.
All right. So Pedro arrives. Does he see, as far as you know, does he see David there?
When I opened the door, He seen me and David.
And what happened when he sees that?
There was just a glare from me to David, back to me, and from there, he pulled out a gun.
Pulled out a gun?
Yeah.
Pedro pulled out a gun, and what did he do after he pulled out the gun?
Initially, he charged at me with a gun, and he hit me once with it, but me and David began to wrestle the gun off of him.
Were you able to take the gun from him?
I did.
Right. When you took it from him, what happened?
From there, I pointed it at him, and I guess our fingers were kind of intertwined. Because if not, I probably would have taken it. He ended up getting it back from me.
Pedro got the gun back?
Yeah.
What if anything did Pedro do once he got the gun back from you?
He pointed it at me, so I ran towards the front door, and I heard a bullet. Well, I heard it dislodge. So
he fired the gun at you?
He fired it at me. I'm not sure where he fired it at, whether it was through the door or through, I'm not sure. But I did hear it go off. So I ran out the door and I fell because the house is elevated. There's steps to go up. So I fell and I hit the ground. And from there.
So I just want to clarify, did you run out one of the doors?
Yes, the front door. It started from the back of the house. And from the back of the house is the kitchen. And then there's the living room. And then there's the front door. So
did you trip and fall outside the house or inside the house?
I fell outside.
What happened after you fell?
From there, he jumped over the ledge.
When you say he, who are you talking about?
Pedro.
Okay, he jumped over?
He jumped over the ledge and he pinned my arms down with his legs. And he began to bludgeon me with the pistol, with the metal end of the pistol. And I remember David shouting at him. I remember just getting hit over and over again. And I tried to fight, but he was just too big for me. And after that, I just hear my son screaming. And that's when it stopped and he ran off.
So your son screamed at his dad?
Yeah.
And then it stopped and Pedro ran off?
Yeah.
Did you see him again that day?
No.
All right, so.
Hey, Steve.
So he runs off. What do you do at that point?
Me and David attempted to.
David and I.
Take the kids and go to a hotel in case he decided to come back again. As we left, I had forgot my phone. So I turned back around. I was still right around the corner. But there were already police cars that were on the way. So apparently somebody must have called the police.
Okay. So the police arrived and I guess you had to speak with them and they were there to see you, right? Because somebody had called the police because of what happened to you.
Correct.
Once you're done with the police, however long that took a few hours, I remember.
I did.
Okay. Once you're done with the police, did you reach out to any other members of your family to let them know what was going on?
No, I just stayed there with David.
Okay. I mean, at some point, did you reach out to your sister, for example?
Yeah, later that night.
All right. Did you send her pictures?
Yeah, after we took them because I guess I must have been in so much shock that I didn't realize I was covered in blood. I didn't realize they were there.
And just to be clear, I'm showing you Defense Exhibit C and B. Are these the pictures you sent to your sister?
I sent a few more. I had more than one gash on my head.
Sure. So you sent her a bunch of pictures, but these are two of the pictures that you sent to.
Yes.
At some point, does your sister come to you? You get together with her?
Yeah, Crystal came the next day after I had woke up.
After you woke up?
Yeah, I passed out.
Okay. Tell me about that. When was it that you passed out? Around what time? How long?
I stayed up roughly till I'm gonna say about 5, maybe 6 in the morning, give or take. And David stayed with me because he was worried that if I fell asleep prior to that sooner, that I could have a concussion. So I stayed up as long as I could. and then I passed out.
Do you know around how long you were out for?
I woke up maybe around 5 or 6 in the afternoon, but I only woke up because my son was screaming. He thought I was dead.
Okay. So you wake up and then what? Did you get together with Crystal at that point?
From there, Crystal comes to the house, and when she sees my head, she begins to basically go frantic. She wanted me to go to the hospital, and at first I was rebuttaling it, that I'll be fine. But from what she says, it looked pretty bad, that she could see my skull on multiple spots.
What?
So did you go to the hospital at that point?
I went.
All right, so, and Crystal, she stayed with your kids so that you can do this, correct?
Correct.
All right. All right, so you go to the hospital. After you're done with the hospital, at some point, do you have contact with Pedro again?
Yeah.
It is your birthday, John.
Happy
Yay!
birthday.
You turn 34 tomorrow. Well, it means you're already 34. Like you're
Yes.
34. So happy
good point.
birthday. And you remember for 21 months as well. That's nearly 2
Wow.
years. Yay.
Impressive.
Happy birthday, John. And you're engaged as well. All the things are happening for you. Congratulations. Yay. Yay.
When is this initial contact? Is it like, what, 2 days or a day and a half after after the pistol whipped you, or more than
Like
that?
physical, like in person, this was about, I'm gonna say, the next day, and that was to try to get the dogs back.
Okay.
Priorities.
What, if anything, did Pedro tell you when you saw him?
The first time he wasn't giving them up, so I didn't.
Well, I don't want to talk about the dogs. I'm specifically,
Just okay.
what, if anything, is he telling you in reference to
kind of
what he
dogs?
just did to you a couple of days before?
So 2 days later, he wanted to talk to me. He was telling me in the messages and stuff how much he loved me and how sorry he was.
Aw.
That he just wanted to come home to be with me because he missed me and he seen me there with some random guy.
Your
That he loved me
cousin.
and he was sorry.
So, first off, why did you agree to be in the same place with the person who had just done that to you?
He was already sober. Like, I wasn't scared of him when he was sober. It was when he was a monster on drugs that I was scared. When he was on drugs, he was a monster.
When he pistol whipped you, as far as you know, was he on drugs?
Yeah.
Objection here, sir.
Yes, he was.
When you spoke to him after that, a couple of days after that, and you said that he apologized to you, he did, as far as you know, he was not on drugs, is that correct?
At that point in time, no, because his parents didn't allow that in their house. So when he would go over there, basically, he was clean.
And can you tell us or explain to us why you wouldn't have just called the police as soon as he did that to you?
I couldn't. That's one, he would have gotten deported. Two, he wasn't allowed to be with the kids at all by himself, or when his mom wasn't around. I would have gotten the kids taken away. And that's the father of my kids. It's not like I didn't love him. I did.
I understand. All right, so he says he's sorry. Did you accept and believe his apology?
I did.
And were you guys okay at that point?
At that point, I took him back home with me.
Okay.
Right.
Now, when you say you took him back home, what does that mean? Does that mean
I let him
we're
come
a
back.
family again, or does that mean something else?
No,
What does it mean?
that just means I forgave him.
So you took him back home, and did he stay with you that night?
That night, I picked the kids up from Crystal's house again, and he stayed at the house and he slept with Pedro Jr.
Did Pedro and your daughter, did they have a room together?
Yeah,
Okay. What did they have bunk beds?
yeah,
So he stayed in the room with the bunk beds?
yeah, and Mia slept with me.
Okay. Okay, so I'm guessing Pedro slept on the bottom bunk and Pedro Jr. slept on the top bunk.
Well, unless he got a top, but no, yeah.
Pedro's a big guy, right? So he probably.
Yeah, he's pretty big.
Okay, so that was that night. What about the next night? What if any interaction is going on with you and Pedro the following day?
The next day, I remember he took me out to eat with the kids. He took me to Dave and Buster's.
Ooh.
What's Dave and Buster's?
It's a arcade restaurant type thing.
Arcade restaurant?
Yeah. You can play like skee ball and all different kind. You can win tickets to get prizes, and it's also like a chain restaurant.
How very grown up.
Yeah.
Like actual adults go to this?
Yeah. It's fun. Kind of more, not like a kid's arcade, like some kids go. I've been there.
Do adults go on their own?
I've gone there with my friends, but not too often.
Right.
Usually we go somewhere else after we eat.
It's an adult Chuck E. Cheese.
Yeah,
Right.
that's fair.
Bought me a new ring, this really nice Indian face ring, because he knew I love those gold Indian face rings.
Indian face rings.
We had a good time with each other.
All right. And that night, did he stay at your residence?
He did.
Okay. Did he sleep with you, or did he sleep in the bunk beds?
He slept with the kids, but I had sex with him, if that's what you're asking. He slept with me, but didn't
Not
sleep
what I
with
was
me.
asking you, but
You
it's
were
good to
intimate with him
know.
at some point, but he didn't sleep with you through the night. You
No,
stayed.
no.
Oh, lady.
And during these
TMI,
2 days,
tell
these 2
more
days,
information.
As far as you know, was he using any drugs, getting intoxicated, anything like that?
No.
So I want to fast forward to June 24th. I want to start at the beginning. Was Pedro come to your house, or did he stay at your house from the night before?
On that day,
This is just so we're clear. This is the day leading up to the early morning hours where he died. Okay.
no, that day, I believe I picked him up from his mom's house because he was working with his semi over there. He had to wash his clothes and get all his stuff ready because the next day he was leaving.
Okay, so he was staying at his mom's house. The address is on his license.
Correct.
You went to go pick him up over there, I guess, early in the day?
Around like 2 o'clock, 1 o'clock, around there.
All right, you pick him up and you go where?
I took him to my house.
To your house. Was there anybody else at your house at that time when you got there?
It's my mom.
Your mom?
Yes.
Your mom had come down from Texas, right?
Yes.
Why did your mom come down from Texas?
Objection, here's a-
You can answer.
If she knows.
She wanted one to get him arrested, which I would not allow. So after the fact, we agreed to go back together
To Texas?
to Texas.
So in hindsight, mother was right.
And the plan was for you to finally leave to Texas when?
He was supposed to leave Sunday.
When you say he was supposed to leave, you talking about Pedro?
Pedro was supposed to leave on Sunday. So
Let me stop you, I'm sorry. You say he was supposed to leave. Are you saying that he was gonna leave in his truck to go work?
yes,
So he's gonna go on a road trip for work?
he leaves out of town and I wouldn't see him for sometimes 2 months at a time. So he was getting ready to leave for work. He was an interstate truck driver. And I brought him over to, well, I'm sorry.
All right, so the plan was, once he's gone on the road trip, that's when you're gonna move.
That's when we were gonna move. We were just waiting for him to leave so he wouldn't know.
Okay.
Bye,
All
Paul.
right, so you said that you picked him up at his mother's house, you brought him over, your mom was at your house, your kids were at your house, right?
Yes.
At some point, does he leave?
Yeah, I'm gonna say around maybe anywhere from like 45 minutes, an hour later.
Okay, how is it that he leaves?
a white van came, and I know Kevin was in there with Kevin Bonilla,
Yeah.
and a couple of his friends were with them, and they came and they picked him up.
So Kevin Bonilla and a couple of Pedro's friends drove over there, and he left with them in their white van. Is what you're saying?
Yes, before he left, he told me later to pick him up.
Pedro told you to pick him up?
Yeah, because he didn't have his car. I know a tree fell on his car at the base that he works at in Orlando. So he currently didn't have his own car.
Did Pedro have a phone at that point?
No, he
A
didn't.
tree fell on his
Okay.
car?
So he told you to
Not a
pick him up? Did he tell you when to pick him up?
He just told me later. So for me, I knew later usually would have been, if he were to have called me from anybody else's phone, it probably would have been about 3 or 4 in the morning. I'm not picking him up at 3 or 4 in the morning. So I went like around maybe 10 or 11 o'clock.
Okay, so you went to pick him up and you brought him back?
Yeah.
While you were driving back home after picking him up at Kevin's house,
Well, he did have a phone though, but he disconnected it. I just wanted to, so that way,
Pedro disconnected his phone.
he disconnected the phone and he ordered another one, and it hadn't came yet because he threw the phone in the yard, somebody's yard, the night of the bludgeoning. So
So after he pistol whipped you, he tossed his phone?
so the police.
He was planting phones.
They want to trace it.
He was
Okay,
trying to hope for a new crop this year.
so you pick him up, you're on your way back home, it's around, 10 o'clock at night, more or less?
More or less.
Right. On the car ride back, what, if anything, is going on?
Initially, we were supposed to take him back to his mom's house. But
Wow.
once
What
we
a
get to
winner.
the store, he asked me to take him to get some beer. So I took him. Once he got it, I realized that the keys, we didn't have them. So
Keys to what?
the keys to his mom's house.
My heart.
Okay, so Pedro left the keys to his mom's house in your house?
Yeah, it was right next to the front door on top of the china cabinet.
Oh, God's
So
sake.
just to be clear, when you went to pick him up at Kevin's house, your plan was to take Pedro to his mother's house?
Yes.
Your plan wasn't to bring him back
No,
initially?
not initially, no.
All right. But at some point,
Where were the
you realize
kids?
you don't have his keys and he needs his keys, right?
Correct.
Or his parents out of town or something?
His dad was the only one that lived there. His mom left for a period of time.
Okay,
Jesus Christ.
okay. All right, so you went back to your house so he can get his keys, right?
Yes.
And what happens?
When I told him basically that that the keys are at the house, he said, well, just go back anyways. He wanted to see the kids, tell them goodbye because he had to leave in the morning. So I took him and he got out. And he began to talk to my mom.
Oh, that's right. Her mom was there.
Once we got
at the
there.
house. Yeah, of course.
And I don't know how or
Oh, this is where it gets good.
the conversation just went from, it took a whole 180 turn. And I just remember by the time I got my stuff out of the car, the kids' bags and stuff from earlier, I just hear him going off with my mom saying how I was a whore and how he knows that I was fucking this boy, this other guy.
Okay.
His boy?
At some point, does he leave?
This boy, some boy.
After he choked me the first time, yeah.
Okay, what happened with that? How did that come about, him choking you?
I kept denying it, so he began to get angry, and from there, the first time he grabbed me by my throat, and my mom threatened to call the police. So he let go, and then he ran to the back of the alley, where the alley was.
So he ran away after choking you and after your mom told him that she wouldn't hold this, right?
Correct.
For my next question, Judge, I would ask that what's marked as Defense Exhibit A4 for identification be admitted as a self-authenticated order that we discussed before.
Any objection?
No objection, subject to jury
All right, do you
Defense A4 marked by D now becomes defense, number F.
F, right?
Yes, Judge. Yes, Judge. Not a F.
So Daisy, I'm showing you what's in evidence as Defense Exhibit F.
Goober.
This is an order that addresses Pedro's parental rights. I want to direct you to a moment.
That reminds me. She needs to pay for another one soon. She also pays for my toilet
I want to
paper.
direct you to the second
Because she
page,
does. Mama Bear.
where it says visitation for Pedro Jimenez with the child. Pedro
She
Jimenez
doesn't know,
and
I just steal it from
shall
work.
be as follows. The mother may supervise FaceTime calls at her discretion. The father shall have supervised
Ugh.
visits at a minimum.
Is there a question?
Yes. if I can
Mother probably
finish.
doesn't want to see her FaceTime calls.
Father shall have supervised visits at a minimum of one time per month, supervised by the paternal grandmother. Who is the paternal grandmother?
Pedro's mom.
Pedro's mom.
That
So
would be
Pedro
what paternal
was allowed to
means.
have one visit per month. Pedro was allowed to have one visit per month with his children, as long as it was supervised by Pedro's mother, correct?
Yes.
In June of 2022, where did Pedro's mother live?
She moved to Georgia. She separated with her husband because he was abusive.
Oh, well, there you
Did she
go.
frequently come back to Florida from Georgia, as far as you know?
No.
All right. So Pedro chokes you. Your mother tells him, I'm going to call the police. He leaves. Does he come back at some point?
He kept coming back, talking, I guess, to my mother. She was hysterical. And then
Stop talking about your mom.
Did it appear to you,
Well, he's a
based on
bidet now.
knowing him, that he was under the influence of him?
Woohoo.
Oh, he was. When I picked him up from Kevin's house, I walked in on him buying 6 bags of cocaine.
Okay.
Really?
So he wasn't the sober person that you had dealt with a couple days before, right?
No.
Right. So when he comes back after your mother initially threatened to call the police, what happens when he comes back?
The first time he began, she was hysterical, telling me how I betrayed him, how he gave me everything. I threw 9 years down the drain. And he again tried to, as I denied it again. Clearly he had his facts in order, he knew, but I wasn't.
Hold on. Remember when your objection was paused?
That's mine.
Okay, so, overruled. You can continue.
Clearly he knew, but I just wasn't at that stage yet to admit, that I had moved on. So at that point, because I kept denying it, he got angry again, and I had pulled the gun out on him.
Hold on. You're going on a little too long.
Okay.
So the objection is sustained. We're gonna have to ask you another question.
So he's upset because he suspects that you're with another man or seeing another man, right?
Yes,
Okay. You said that he was very agitated.
yes.
Okay. So he kept pressing the issue, and then what, if anything, does he do at this moment?
At that point, he grabbed me again, and this time I had the gun in close range.
What'd you do?
I pointed it at him
And what'd you say?
to leave.
Did he?
He ran.
He ran away?
He ran away.
At some point after that, does he come back?
Yes.
All right. What happens when he comes back? This third time now he's coming back, right? All right. What happens this third time that he comes back?
It's the same thing.
What
Basically,
happens?
the same thing, just hysterical, crying, basically saying I ruined their entire family, whatnot.
Let's all try to speed up. So there's an objection. It's a little bit.
Sorry. And then as he began to draw closer, at this point, I'm already scared. I can see that he's using, I can see that he's been using all day. From what happened a couple days before, my head is still healing. I'm beginning to be scared now.
It's the same narrative. Mr. wants to ask another question.
Okay,
So you're still recovering from your wounds, right?
yes.
How are your wounds feeling, and what state are they in at that point that it's been a few days?
I mean, they're dry, but they're very open still.
Do they still hurt?
Yes,
All right, so you're feeling that, right? He's already left a couple of times, and now he's coming back. Is his demeanor escalating?
it is.
Okay, so now this time, again, when he's come back, what happens?
The last time,
Well, I want to go in order, so this is the third time. I'm not, how many times did
I
you
went to
leave and come back?
go look for my purse.
Why'd you go look for your purse?
he took it out of the car with my phone and everything inside of it. But he kept going to the alley. So, and he didn't have it with him when he came back the second time. So I
Left your
assumed
purse in
he
the
has it
car?
hidden somewhere, maybe right there by the end of the alley.
All right, so.
That's not wise.
So at what point is it that you realize or notice that your purse is missing?
At this point now, this is like maybe 11, this is 12, around 12. This is right before my mom had left.
All right, was there anything in your purse that you needed?
Well, my phone, my credit cards. I know I had the keys still on me. And aside from that, no, just the phone, the credit cards, and I had some jewelry in there too.
Okay, so you've got your keys on your person, right?
Yeah.
But your purse contained your credit cards and importantly, your cell phone.
Yes,
And your purse was missing.
yes.
All right, so I think you said you went to the alley to look for it?
I went to the alley. I had already not seen him come back for roughly, I'm gonna say about 20 minutes. So I assumed maybe he left.
Okay.
So I put the gun on top of the china cabinet and I walked to the alley to look around.
So
No, just her grammar's kind of. I had already not seen him.
I think English might not be her first language.
Oh, okay, that's fair. I need to get going.
Yep.
I'm sorry. But I will see you guys later.
Okay, bye.
Godspeed, you meddling kids.
The palm trees, see it.
Leaves
was probably there. And as soon as I got around the area, he ran up from behind one of the bushes and grabbed me around the throat and threw me on the floor.
Okay, and when he threw you on the floor, what did you do?
He could see my mom, like, just screaming, saying the same thing again, that's it, I'm gonna call the police. And he just took off again.
Took off again. All right, so this happens, takes off again, your mom's still there. Does he come back again while your mom is still there?
No, that's the last time.
Okay, so when he comes back later, your mom's already gone, right?
At that point, she left because I wouldn't let her call the police. So she just said she was tired of it. So she left. She called my sister to pick her up.
All right, so she got picked up and she left around, as best you can recall, around what time was it that your mom left?
I'm gonna say about, it could be possible from anywhere around 1:30, maybe 2.
In the morning?
Yeah.
Okay, so your mom leaves, so you're left there and your kids are there too, correct?
Yes, I had them inside of my room. They were locked in.
Okay. Were they, I mean, this is already late. Are they sleeping as far as you know?
Yeah, the
I
babies
know,
are
right,
asleep.
David?
Okay.
I've been waiting too.
All right, so tell
Thank
me about
you. The donation.
Actually, before I get to that point, do you recall a
You
video
can jump in
that
if
we
you
saw a couple of days ago where Pedro is running across the stream and then you come out and you open the car door and then you yell at him?
Yes.
What was happening in that video?
That was after the first time when he grabbed me by my throat. And no, the second time when he grabbed me by my throat and I pulled the gun out on him. That's why he ran.
Okay. And do you remember, because in the video we can hear you yelling, but it's hard to make out what you're saying. Do you recall what you were saying in that instance?
I was yelling at him to leave, to stop coming back.
Okay. All right, so I want to get to the point where he comes back for the final time. Tell me about that. How did that happen?
He had already not came back for a little, for a little while. I went outside to smoke a cigarette on the back porch, and I had the gun with me. And he came again, and he began telling me again how I was sleeping with this other guy. That the guy was a friend. It was his friend's boyfriend, and I just got tired of lying to him. So I told him.
You told him you were sleeping with somebody else?
I did.
And what happened when you did it?
Hey, chat, tell
David.
Tell David how this chick got pregnant.
And he charged at me. He called me a fucking whore. He said that he gave me everything. I gave you everything.
Stop. We need to keep our voices up and we object. So it was an objection. We'll continue answering.
He said, "You fucking bitch, I gave you everything. I gave you fucking everything." And then from there, he charged at me. He grabbed me by my hair. He threw me to the floor.
Now, when he threw you to the floor and grabbed you by your hair, did, you still had those wounds, right?
Yeah, I could already feel right then and there that they ripped open.
Okay.
So-
He threw you to the floor.
He threw me to the floor.
After he throws you to the floor, what do you do?
I grabbed the gun from the slab.
Okay, and what did you do once you got the gun?
I pointed at him and I told him, leave already.
Did he?
No, he told me that he didn't give a fuck.
They're objecting to
You didn't
hearsay.
hear it, so here's the.
Okay, I'm sorry.
It's all right. There's an objection.
He told me that he was gonna lock me out of the house and that I was gonna sleep outside. When I began to walk towards him and I said, no, you're not, you're gonna leave. He said, I don't give a fuck, bitch, I'm ready to die, you could kill me. And he began to run towards the house.
And what did you do when you see him running towards the house to lock you out?
I took the shot.
Oh.
Were you aiming to hit him?
I initially aimed towards the floor as I lifted up the gun. I didn't expect for it to hit him. I just thought the sound was gonna scare him off this time for good.
So immediately before you pulled the trigger, he was going towards your
Yeah, that's
door.
not
And he was gonna
good.
barricade himself inside the home, as far as you know, right?
He was.
All right. As soon as you fired that shot, did he abandon that intention and run off in a different direction?
He changed course, yes.
Okay, and he took off, right?
He began to run in a different direction, yes.
As he was running away after you fired the shot, did he appear injured? Did he appear like he was shot or hurt? Or?
Not at all. That's why I didn't think he was hit at all.
Okay. I mean, did he say anything after you shot, like "ow" or "you shot me" or anything like that?
I heard like, it was very faintly, but it was like, ah. So as a couple seconds began to pass by, now I'm a little scared. Did he get hit? I don't know.
Yeah, what?
That's where I began to walk towards the front of the house.
Okay, what did you do with the gun at that point?
I still had it in my hand.
Okay, at some point, did you put it somewhere?
After I circled around the house entirely, I threw it inside of the tree right in front of my door.
Right in front of your front door?
Yes,
Okay. So you hid it somewhere where you would have access to it?
yes.
Okay. All right, at some point, do you find Pedro?
At some point I did after I heard the wailing, yes.
Okay, so he was wailing and that's how you were able to locate where he was? Is that right?
That's, yes.
All right, so you go to him and what do you see and what do you do?
I see him laying there as I get out of the car and I run up to him and I begin to ask him, where is it at? I begin to ask him, where is it at? He couldn't tell me. He was disoriented. From there, I start to look for where it is that he was hit. I start to look for the phone.
When you say the phone, your phone?
Yes,
Because at this point, you still don't have your phone.
yes.
All right. So before we get back to Pedro, at some point, did you find your phone?
I found the phone. It was roughly about 2 feet away from his body.
So it was laying next to his body?
It was laying next to his body, like maybe he had it in his hand or he was trying to use it, but
Okay.
he collapsed.
And did you call anybody when you found the phone?
I called 911.
All right. At some point, did you try to render aid to him in some way?
At that point, I was just on autopilot. I began stripping his shirt off, ripping it off, lifting up his leg, tying a tourniquet around his leg. And then I even tried as much as to lift him up, but one of his legs, he couldn't stand on it at all. He couldn't move.
Was that the leg that was shot or was it the other leg?
It was the other leg.
It was the other leg.
Yes,
So the other leg, so what, he's got a bullet hole in one leg, but the other leg, that's the one that he couldn't move.
yes.
Did
he
you
couldn't-
know why he couldn't move it?
No, and when I would ask him what happened as far as to the leg, he couldn't tell me. He couldn't, nothing at all.
Okay. All right, so we saw the footage earlier in the trial when the police get there and what happened after that. Now, we know that you didn't tell them, you weren't completely candid with them at first, with the police, right?
Yes.
Okay. Can you explain to us why you didn't just tell them everything from the get-go and why it took a little while before you could get to that?
They would have taken my kids.
Why do you say they would have taken your kids?
He wasn't supposed to be around. He wasn't supposed to be around the house at all. His mom was supposed to supervise them. He wasn't allowed to be there at all.
So you were afraid that because you were, if I'm correct, you're saying that you were concerned that because you were giving Pedro more visits than he was entitled to under that order, that they might penalize you. They might penalize you and possibly take away your kids, and that was a concern for you, correct?
Yeah.
No, look what's happened now.
All right. At some point, you were handcuffed while you were still at your house or in the area of your house, correct?
Yes.
Can you tell me what happened? When did that happen, or how did that happen?
Well, I kept asking the officers the entire night. I was asking the officers the entire night whether they had resuscitated him or not. So I was pretty hysterical because they wouldn't tell me. They said I had to wait for the investigator to arrive for me to know anything as far as what's going on with him. In the process, I was calling hospitals to see where he was at, admitted. Finally, the investigator arrived, and as I walked up to him, I asked,
Objection, hearsay.
if he was still alive, and immediately he told me no. I threw myself to the floor. I started to scream. I started crying. And
Well, and okay, so that's when you get confirmation that Pedro's dead.
yes,
All right, so you threw yourself to the floor, you were emotional.
yeah.
What happened after that?
Pedro opens the door. I guess he woke up.
Pedro Jr.
Yeah, he opened the door. He was locked in the room, so he must have came out. He knew how to pick the lock. It's funny. He came out the room and he opened the door, and the detective pushed him back in.
Nice.
And he arrested me. And he told him, don't come back outside.
Objection, hearsay.
Okay. If you recall, how long, all right, so you're in handcuffs at that point. Where did they put you? They put you in the back of a car? Did they put you somewhere else?
They put me in a squad. They removed my jewelry and stuff off of me, and then they put me in one of the patrol cars for Homestead Police Department.
Okay, in the back seat?
Yes.
And they closed the door so that you couldn't open the door, right?
Yeah, and they left me in there for roughly about, I'm gonna say 2 hours.
Okay. Was the car on? Was the air on?
They had the windows down, but they wouldn't let me use the restroom or anything like that.
Okay. At some point, you were transported to the police headquarters, right?
Yes.
Were you transported in a separate car, or were you transported in the same car that you sat in for 2 hours while handcuffed?
No, they moved me to a Metro squad unit.
All right, so you're told that Pedro's dead, you're put in handcuffs, and you sit in the back of a police car for about 2 hours, correct?
Correct.
Then after that, you're taken out of that car, you're put in a different car, and then you're transported to headquarters in that different car.
Objection, meeting.
Yes. Yes.
That's correct, okay. So you get to the station, and we saw the video, you gave a statement at some point. Prior to you giving the statement, at some point you were taken to the bathroom, correct?
Correct.
And at some point you were fingerprinted, correct?
Yes.
Get to the cum smuggling.
You had an interaction with a couple of female detectives, is that correct?
During the fingerprinting, yes, that she brought an additional a domestic violence detective with her for that one.
When you say she, who are you referring to?
Melanie Janoris.
Okay. So Melanie Janoris is one of the homicide detectives that was investigating you, correct?
Correct.
How can they not mention it?
And she's one of the people that you were primarily dealing with during this time, correct?
Correct.
In fact, in the video that we saw of your interrogation, there were 2 detectives in that room, right?
Yes.
Melanie Janoris was one.
Objection, meeting.
Yes.
And do you know who the other person in that room was?
Jason Cruz.
Detective Cruz.
Correct.
I know it's not relevant. It's
But prior
just
to that, you
so
came in contact with, you said, a
interesting.
female domestic violence detective?
Yes.
Other than that detective being present when you were being fingerprinted, other than that, was she ever present at any other point, as far as you know?
No, she basically only walked with us.
Exactly.
First to the bathroom, and then she walked with Melanie to just have me fingerprinted, but she wasn't there as far as for the interviewer for the actual fingerprint, for the processes of anything.
And did that domestic violence detective have any interactions with you?
She did.
Okay, well, tell me about that interaction.
She told me that,
Objection, hearsay.
Oh, sit down.
I'm trying to direct you.
she told
Can you keep
me,
your voice up, please?
yeah,
Can you sit
she,
down now? The witness will keep her voice up.
she told me that she just wanted to help me, that unless I spoke to them and I told them what happened, then they couldn't know anything, that they wouldn't know anything. And that basically now I'm gonna end up spending the rest of my life in jail because I won't let them know what happened. That my kids could possibly get taken away.
Objection, hearsay, narrative.
All right. I'm going to give a limited instruction. The objection is going to be overruled to the extent that Ms. Link is testifying about any limitation on her liberty, such as spending the rest of her life in jail. You will look at that from the point of view of her testifying, but you will not consider that as it will not affect the verdict. We can discuss that in jury selection. Okay, you can continue.
Okay, and that basically, unless I spoke to them and I let them know what really happened, then, you know, that was basically what was gonna be the outcome, that it wasn't my fault, that things like this happen, you know, people get tired.
Objection, hearsay, narrative.
And then began to tell her that it's not what it seems at all, but that's not what it is. And that I'll talk to you, I'll tell you what really happened. So I did.
Okay, I'm sorry, go ahead.
She then told me that,
Objection, hearsay, narrative. No, any question?
What was the question?
She wasn't finished, so I'll say go ahead. because
Okay, saying, he's gonna ask another question.
So after you had this interaction with that domestic violence detective, you proceeded to give a statement, which we saw the video of a couple days ago, correct?
yes,
But that detective, that domestic violence detective, you didn't see her again, right?
after that, no, I never seen her again.
Okay. All right, thank you, Ms. Link. I don't have any further questions at this time.
That's kind of shit.
See if we can cross it.
There is nothing to other person.
Right. So basically, domestic violence detective or whoever the hell they make it comes along and basically just talks her into giving a statement so she can hang herself. Wonderful. That's just great.
All right, please remember my instructions. I'm not doing research about the case. So please walk and self-govern, walk out with your notepads. This set is going to
I think we might have some only feed. Wait.
Virtual will tell you it's probably going to be on the third floor. That's
Is that a fax machine? Oh no. Oh, feet. Hey, baby. Woohoo. Oh yeah. Oh, nice. Lovely. Okay, so probably not going to play.
This jail call goes directly.
All right. I'm not going to play Cross. We'll probably save that for tomorrow, but I do want to play this argument because it's pretty wild, right? So, prosecutor's going to chuck a big fucking massive hissy because he wants to bring in a jail call, which has been already motion eliminated out, right? Based on the fact that defendant just spoke about there being a discussion with that detective about her potentially spending her life in jail. So that came in and supposedly that opened the door. Hissy Fitville. Just watch this.
To that, what she would have done, it talks directly about the time that she is facing. I understand the negotiations may or may not be involved. We can limit that as much as we can. She says in that phone call, she says the prosecutor originally offered 15 and then came back and changed his mind and said 25. I'm more than happy to mute it. But what she says is 25, what the fuck, 25. If I would have known that, I would have chopped that motherfucker up and scattered his body all over Florida. It goes directly to her state of mind at the time that she's making this call. I understand that this happened 3 years. This phone call happened 3 years after the fact. However, all jail calls happen after the arrest. This also contradicts exactly what she's saying. Now, again, with the court's even limiting instruction, we're now putting the jury in the position that they are considering that this woman is facing life in prison, which I think that they were thinking about regardless of, because this is a homicide case, and I think we all realize that. So I think that this goes directly to that, and she should be questioned on that.
All right, defense, what's your position?
This has been litigated ad nauseum, made the ruling, nothing's changed.
Nothing's changed.
Nothing's changed except she's talking about how now she's facing life on her direct examination.
What's a logical argument that could be made shows that jail hall plea negotiations? What's the logical?
Judge, I'm willing to,
In the middle of plea negotiations, what's a logical argument that could be made if I let this straight come in front of the jury?
Judge, again,
Besides it's in the middle of the breakdown, plea negotiations, what she's offered, what she's willing to say, what the state offered, what's another logical explanation?
so if I may, I'm more than willing to limit the part where it says the prosecutor offered me this. She just testified on direct examination.
Answer my question.
I am trying to, Judge. If I keep getting interrupted, I can't answer your question.
Why don't you start with answering?
I am attempting to.
Then you ask, sir.
Thank you. The question is to the jury, not what that she is facing. That is not to be considered. Again, I will more than happily limit the plea negotiations, but it goes again to her state of mind, what she was thinking. She just said, somebody told me I was facing life. Now we have 3 years after the fact, a conversation where she discusses what she's facing again and the conversations therein. It's not for the jury to decide whether or not she's sentenced to whatever it is, but the logic there is it goes directly to her state of mind at the time, now, as well as we've been stating numerous times, it goes to the depraved mind element of this crime.
Oh,
I do not see
please.
how the court could limit the state in not eliciting testimony when she's directly talking about what she would have done if she would have known what time she was facing. Now she says, on direct, I knew what time I was facing. We actually have her saying something opposite. It goes directly to impeachment, it goes directly to her state of mind, and it goes directly to element 3.
The breakdown of plea negotiations, when she's testified, and you have the post-mortem statement, of this being an accidental shooting, maybe she didn't mean for it, she's trying to scare him, something along those lines. And she's saying, had I known, I would have done what I can't quote it verbatim, goes to what she believes her actions are worth by way of years, meaning a plea.
And she
And
just,
she's going to drop me. It's in the middle of a plea negotiation, where plea negotiations have broken down. That's a logical argument to the jury if I let it in.
then let
This
the,
is what she believes the plea may have been.
then let the defense make that
Meaning, if
argument.
it's an accident.
Stop interrupting
it's
her.
10 years. I can't believe they want something higher than that. That's a logical argument, not of depraved mind, depraved heart, evil intent. Plus, the court's already ruled it's more prejudicial than probative. Anything else you want to say?
That's not what the jail call says.
Anything else you want about that?
I'm trying to. That's not what the jail call says. She just said that her state of mind at the time was, I'm now facing life. I'm going to go away for life unless I speak to these officers. That jail call says something directly different. And the court keeps quoting this without ever hurting. I think it's imperative that the court actually hears the portion, because again, it's for impeachment purposes, because now she's saying, I'm not actually facing life. And if I had known any of this, I would have done so much worse. That's why we're trying to introduce this, because it's so important for the jury to actually understand Ms. Link's state of mind. It's not about plea negotiations. And again, I'm willing to limit the portion of time where they talk about what I came back with.
Your request is denied.
Ha.
What's the next item?
What?
No, listen, I can see the arm.
No, I'm looking at
I can see the roll of the eyes. I'm trying to ignore it, but at some point, we're all officers of the court, and I would ask that you all be professional.
I would ask the same of this court, because this court yesterday was screaming at me when I was, because I was trying to bring to the court's attention witnesses coordinating their testimony. I understand that there is a jury here, Your Honor, and that we are trying.
Where did that leave me after an hour and a half of questioning? And I took your word for it, that at the end of the inquiry, it would be revealed that the witnesses were coordinating their testimony.
And it was. The court ignored that.
Hold on. After we questioned 2 witnesses and you showed me Facebook posts, the conclusion of the hearing.
And we
was,
had
hold on, the conclusion of the hearing was evidence before this court.
No.
that the witnesses were coordinating their testimony.
And we have Ms. Perez
And it
testify.
was a violation of the sequestration. Was that the conclusion of the hour and a half break we took while this jury was patiently waiting?
Absolutely it was. Ms. Perez came in and said she was handed her deposition transcript, which was just used to impeach her.
Okay.
It's in.
Can I just ask you guys, because and this is the reason why I showed you a little bit from yesterday. Does anyone remember her yelling or screaming at him? Did she scream at him? I don't remember her screaming at him. Yeah? Stop arguing with the damn judge. That's what he's doing, right? He will not accept her ruling. This is the problem. He keeps arguing with her, talking over the top of her, and just not accepting what she is ruling. And she is being very fucking clear, right? He doesn't like it. And so he just keeps yelling and having a big fucking tanty. And then he goes, oh, I expect the court to be professional. I'm trying to do this. And you keep screaming over me. She's not screamed ever. Right. And I'm sorry to say this. I hate to bring this up, but if this were a male judge raising his voice, no one would accuse him of screaming. Right? She was not screaming. I find this appalling, the way she's being treated. Like, she has been extremely decisive. And just because it's not going their way, the prosecution's way, she's being called all sorts of things. Bafka just posted something on Discord. Ooh, this judge is the worst. She's so biased to the defense. It's sickening. She's a liar and belongs in prison for life. What? What? She can scream at me. I find this appalling.
Proper for a witness in the middle of their testimony to go through and remember things that they were just impeached on. Absolutely it was. Absolutely it was. And yes, I want to respect the jury's time. Absolutely. However, it is unbelievable that the court would not want to get to the bottom of witness coordination and witness manipulation in the middle of a trial. We yes, absolutely should respect this jury's time. But if witnesses are changing their testimony, coordinating their testimony, watching YouTube live feeds of this trial, it is important to get to the bottom of that. It is imperative that we get to the bottom.
Thank you. We're going to move on, and the record and the findings speak for itself after that hour and a half break. What's the next request for impeachment?
We have, so I don't know if you want to handle the car incident now, or if you want to handle the text messages, but there's a number of different text messages that I think that are admissible as impeachment.
Let's go to the car incident.
Sure. So Ms. Link testified that the reason that Pedro had to get a rental car was because he got into an accident or something in Orlando. That's actually not true. The reason that they had to get a rental car was Ms. Link destroying the vehicle on the same day that she got pistol whipped, is what she claims.
How was that going? What's the evidence of that?
Her
So the testimony was his car was damaged at the Orlando location of where he parks for work.
Right, and it actually happened on the same day, and her own statement says the same thing. Detective DeNorris walks in and says, I have a question, what happened on Monday? We know that this homicide happened on Friday. Ms. Link goes, what do you mean, like pistol at me? And she goes, no, with the truck. And Ms. Link goes, I did that right afterwards. Which
I think you're talking now about when she hits the car with the gun in Miami.
yes,
Right.
which is different than what she testified to on the
So
stand.
what you're saying is his car was really in Miami and not in Orlando?
Yes, and I have text messages showing that Mr. Jimenez was actually coming, Instagram DMs showing Mr. Jimenez was actually coming down to Miami, Florida, to send Ms. Link to rehab.
Let me see here, text messages regarding the damage of the car in Miami and not Orlando.
Because we heard testimony during the stand your ground that Joel Perez testified about.
Let me know how you're going to impeach her with what you're saying. Let's rely on this.
I'm going to unmute the portion that was muted about that, of her statement.
Go ahead. I'm not following you, but I'll let you show me what it is.
No, we muted a portion of the statement because the court said there's not a link to this homicide case from 5 days prior to Ms. Link's actions where she was damaging Mr. Jimenez's truck. We had that, the court limited me there. We in turn muted the portion of the defendant's statement for when Detective DeNorris comes in and says, I have a question about Monday being the same incident day. Ms. Link admits that she destroyed his truck at that point in time. There.
I'm not sure if we're talking about her testimony or if we're talking about her statement.
What they want to say is, she's lying about the car, his car being damaged in Orlando. He didn't have a car. What we're saying is, she damaged the car.
She's talking about a different vehicle. She was talking with Sam about the car. What they're talking about is his rig, his semi, to the car. So I don't see how that would go anything.
She also says she took a number of different actions that day, including trying to go to a hotel room, going back to her house, and a number of different things there as well, which we know is not true. She actually, according to the statement, from what I can gather at least, immediately got up, walked over to his car and started attacking it.
Let me hear it, see his car or his big rig that
It
he.
says truck, it says truck.
And Judge, she didn't talk about the truck on her during her testimony because she's not supposed to. We were specifically not covering that topic. So for the state to say, oh, she didn't mention during testimony, this is disingenuous.
It's not disingenuous.
Okay, let me ask this. They're saying there's two cars. He drives the work truck, which is what she's accused of damaging with his gun, but there's also this car that he parks in Orlando. Are there two cars?
I can't speak to that, but what I can say is Ms. Flink said, these are the actions that I took. There's one very large action that she is not talking about also, which on the day in question, if she was so bloody, so bruised, so damaged, Judge, I'm trying to.
Can we just talk about the damaging to this vehicle, whether it's the big or the car?
Judge, I'm trying to.
What's the point you're trying to say right now?
I'm trying to say, she said, I took all these actions and I fell asleep for hours. I think in opening statement, Mr. Tomas said that she lost consciousness. She said that she went to a motel. She did all of these things. She did all of these steps. However, what's important here is she was not that injured. She was not so injured that she could not get up, go over to his car, his truck, which is what she says. She says his truck, and damage it to the point of, and we have this in her cell phone, her records, making a claim through Progressive as well. I don't have those records, Judge. I did not subpoena Progressive.
The problem I have with is Mr. Tomas saying your testimony was about a car in Orlando, not the truck, not the big truck. How do I let him feature? We've already agreed that I've already agreed. Portion of her damaging the vehicle in Miami is an uncharged crime. They didn't talk about it.
How can you not let it in? When she's saying, I was so bloody, I was so bruised, I took all these steps, even if we take the defendant at her word, that this was a car in Orlando, and car and truck are interchangeable. I drive a truck, I call it my car all the time.
They're not interchangeable when he drives a
I was so
semi.
bloody, I was so bruised, I was so injured. She said her head her skull was out of her head at some point, but we're not gonna let in what she's actually doing on that day, which is destroying. I'm not. They go hand in hand.
You have the fake basis to believe there's two vehicles she's referring to. You have the fake basis to believe it's not two vehicles.
Yes.
That wasn't denied. What's the next one? At this point, unless it says car Orlando, I guess you go ahead and vote it.
May I approach you, if you like to proceed, just as a secret, sure.
So that was the instance regarding the truck. That was the same day as the actual shooting, or I'm sorry, as the actual pistol.
And what's the word that's used? We're not doing 1, 2, 3, 4.
No, I'm gonna continue the argument, Judge. What was the court's question, Judge?
What word did you use? What word did the detective use?
I can say it again, Judge, because I didn't hear it. Oh. Okay. Okay, Judge, so this is exactly what she says. She says, detective says, what happened? You're gonna tell me what happened. Defendant says, what do you mean? When he got home in the truck, yeah, I busted his window. Was this the same day of the pistol whipping? Yes, right after. Judge,
She uses the word truck.
she does, Judge, and here's what the state is arguing. Your Honor, not only is this impeachment by contradiction, Judge, this is also inextricably intertwined. If Your Honor, and I have case law to support it, when an event is discussed, it is so inextricably intertwined because she gave on a scenario of exactly what happened that day after she got pistol whipped. The kids went out screaming, they tried to get a hotel, she tried to hide. This incident that she says it right here, right after I got pistol whipped, I busted his windows with of his truck. That incident is so inextricably intertwined that the state should be and is entitled to allow the jury to hear exactly what happened and the sequence of events, because she got up on the stand and said exactly what happened after she got pistol whipped. So she opened the door, and this evidence right here is so inextricably intertwined that the jury should have a full picture as to what she did right after she got pistol whipped, because she said she went to a hotel, she said she tried to go to the hospital, but she so happened to forget to say that she busted the windows open with the car. We have evidence clearly that says, puts it in perspective for the court, and because it is so inextricably intertwined, the court should allow the state to present it.
Do you have a good faith basis understanding from me that it's the same car?
Judge, I have the most good faith basis that this is the same car. No, Judge, I have the utmost good faith basis that this is the same exact car we're talking about.
Ooh.
Is it an uncharged crime, either criminal mischief or some sort of burglary to the car?
Judge, is it an uncharged crime? I wouldn't disagree with the court, because that wouldn't be honest with you. Is it an uncharged crime that she committed criminal mischief on a truck? Absolutely. But that has nothing to do with the fact that this jury is entitled to hear the exact story of how it was presented, not what the defendant wants the jury to hear. We are entitled as the state to present evidence that we have in a good faith basis based on inextricably intertwined argument to present to this jury that this defendant went ahead and took a hammer to this man's truck right after she said she was beaten to a pulp and she was almost unconscious. How is that fair if the court doesn't allow this in for the jury to believe that and not hear the entire evidence as it was presented? We're allowed to rebut that on multiple bases as we presented the arguments to you. But the most is inextricably intertwined at this point.
Mr. Moss, you got stood up, do you have a response?
The court made a pretrial ruling. I opened the door to nothing. They are asking you to reconsider a ruling you've already made. They've done this repeatedly, over and over and over. I'm sick of it. You're sick of it. It's unprofessional. It needs to stop. Court makes a ruling, you accept it, you move on. You win your trial, good for you. You lose, too bad. That's the way this works. You should deny the motion. Thank you.
Judge, yes. Additionally, when the defendant testifies, they're considered a witness to the case, and the jury to determine their credibility. And this also goes to the credibility of that.
The door is not open. That
was so good.
It's the next request.
So I think at this point, we should just,
Hold on. We can't do this where I have three lawyers arguing at once.
so I'm not arguing on the prosecutor in this case. I'm saying that we are,
So are you taking over from Staley right now?
yes, I'm saying that we are.
So why don't we just switch places? Let's set other requests.
No, we're not making any other requests, we're done.
So no more requests for next month. All right.
No.
All right.
Yes.
All right. We'll break lunch as well. We'll come back right before one. The jury's coming back right before one. Thank you.
Wait, is he dicking out now? Like they're swapping places because he doesn't want to do it anymore? What the fuck? Really? Oh my god. Holy fuck. Oh jeez. He's having a little conniption.
Looks like I picked the wrong week to quit amphetamines.
Oh wow. Yeah, okay, that was great. Yeah, all right. So tomorrow we might do cross. If you're interested. I really no longer know what to say. So why is this excluded? I don't get why it is. Because it was already excluded pre-trial. And as far as both the judge and the defense attorney are concerned, the door has not been opened. So done. If the audio wasn't such crap, the trial would have been great. Yeah, it's a shame, isn't it? It happens so often. Except that, do the prosecutors just really hate the judge? Wonder what else has happened in the previous trials? I wonder what happened pre-trial, actually. I have a feeling that if we had seen what happened pre-trial, that this would all make a ton more sense. I think that there's more to this whole microcosm of information and personalities. Like there's something else going on here. Yeah. Everyone seems silly and impotent. Yes, it seems, yeah, maybe it seems relevant, but the judge seems to be using every argument possible to deny their motions. So, but then she rules and they won't just take it. That's frustrating, right? I really don't like it when either side won't just take a ruling, where they just go and argue and argue and argue and talk over the top of the judge. It's very unprofessional, very rude. It's a waste of the jury's time. It's exactly what Schroeder did. Not Schroeder, Gravely did. And I mean, he won because of it. These people aren't going to win because of it. If they win, they win. But that's not why. Even watching on Ari's channel where he fixes the audio up is still tough. Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna just chuck you over to Sean's channel. He's got his crime stream as usual for a Thursday night, my Friday, and I'm gonna go get my nails done. So I'll be listening, probably not chatting so much because it's hard to chat while someone's doing your nails. Thanks for hanging out. That was fun. And it's time for the song.
Her name was Helen. She was an Aussie. She was a fake lawyer from the future. She got on YouTube and made some live streams. The co-host is Dolly and she dances sometimes. The words are always so loud and because she's an 808.